In the crisp autumn air of November 2025, as the world pauses to honour those who have borne the weight of duty on their shoulders, Meghan Sussex's words cut through the clamour like a clarion call. As my husband says, once served, always serving. Thank you to all who served, sacrificed and continue to serve, honouring you on Veterans Day and every day. These aren't mere platitudes etched in fleeting social media ink. They are a profound testament to a life forged in the fires of sacrifice, a love story intertwined with the unyielding spirit of service. Spoken by Meghan Sussex, the Duchess who has redefined grace under pressure, this tribute is a love letter to her husband, Prince Harry, the warrior prince who traded silk sheets for sandstorms, and who, against all odds, emerged not just unscathed, but unbreakable. Meghan's message, delivered on Veterans Day, November 11th, 2025, resonates with the quiet power of authenticity. It's not the rehearsed rhetoric of royal pageantry we've grown numb to. It's raw, it's real, and it's rooted in the shared heartbeat of two souls who understand loss, resilience, and redemption. By invoking Harry's own mantra, once served, always serving, Meghan doesn't just echo her husband's philosophy, she amplifies it, weaving it into a tapestry that honours not only him, but every veteran whose scars run deeper than the eye can see. This is Meghan Sussex at her finest, eloquent, empathetic, and unapologetically devoted. In a year marked by global turbulence, from escalating conflicts in Eastern Europe to the lingering shadows of climate-driven displacements, her words remind us that true leadership isn't about crowns or thrones. It's about showing up, day after day, for those who've given everything. Let's linger here, on the heart of her tribute, the man she calls her husband, the prince who chose the cockpit over the corridor of power. Prince Harry, born into a gilded cage of expectation, could have idled his days in the opulent haze of Windsor. Instead, he donned the fatigues of the British Army, serving with a ferocity that silenced skeptics and shamed the complacent. From 2007 to 2015, Harry's decade in uniform was no ceremonial stroll. It was a gauntlet of grit. His first tour in Afghanistan in 2007 to 2008 saw him as a forward air controller, embedded with troops on the front lines, calling in strikes against an enemy that knew no mercy. Pulled out prematurely amid security threats, he didn't retreat into resentment. No, Harry doubled down. By 2012 to 2013, he was back, this time as Captain Harry Wales, piloting Apache attack helicopters through the blistering skies of Helmand Province. Imagine it. A prince, fifth in line to the throne, or was it sixth then, throttling through dust-choked valleys at treetop level, his hands steady on the controls as Taliban fighters scrambled below. Over 500 combat flight hours, Harry logged them all, his Apache's Hellfire missiles and 30mm chain gun, speaking a language of precision and protection. He wasn't there for glory. He was there for his mates, the lads on the ground, outnumbered and outgunned, relying on his eagle eye to turn the tide. Reports from the front filtered back, Harry downing insurgents, shielding convoys, his cool under fire earning him the moniker the Bullet Magnet. And Meghan? She gets it. In her tribute, she doesn't glorify the kills or the chaos. She honours the cost, the sleepless nights, the phantom echoes of rotor blades, the way war etches itself into the marrow. This is where Meghan Sussex shines as more than a consort. She's a co-conspirator in healing. Her words aren't detached admiration. They're a partner's pledge, born from late-night confessions and the quiet unravelling of PTSD's grip. Harry has spoken candidly about the toll, the what-ifs that haunt even the victorious. In his memoir Spare, released in early 2023, he dissected the invisible wounds, the hypervigilance that turns a fireworks display into a flashback, the survivor's guilt that whispers you're not worthy of the peace you fought for. Meghan, who entered his life like a lighthouse in fog, has been his anchor. Her tribute on Veterans Day isn't performative, it's personal. Thank you to all who served, sacrificed, and continue to serve, she writes. But the subtext pulses with specificity. My husband, who served beside you, who sacrificed pieces of himself, who continues to serve because once you're in for life. And oh, how they serve together. The Invictus Games, Harry's brainchild launched in 2014, stand as a monument to this ethos. What began as a spark, a desire to give wounded warriors the arena they deserved, has blazed into a global inferno of empowerment. By 2025, the Games have touched over 6,000 lives from 23 nations, transforming wheelchairs into podiums, prosthetics into pedestals. Meghan has been there every step, not as a sideline spouse, but as a force multiplier. At the 2023 Dusseldorf Games, she was front and centre, her presence a balm for athletes navigating the chasm between battlefield and bystander. She spoke then of the courage it takes to rebuild, her voice steady, her eyes fierce. Fast forward to Vancouver Whistler 2025, the Winter Games edition, where adaptive sports like snowboarding and skeleton racing pushed boundaries further. Harry's opening address, a masterclass in vulnerability. We don't stop at the finish line, we redefine it. Meghan's tribute echoes that, extending the honour beyond one day into every day. It's this relentless rhythm, serve, sacrifice, sustain, that Meghan captures so deftly. Her words evoke the ripple effects of Harry's choices. Take the Centre charity, co-founded by Harry in 2006 to aid Lesotho's orphaned children ravaged by HIV/AIDS. Drawing from his own brushes with grief, the raw ache of losing Diana in 1997, Harry funneled his military-honed discipline into advocacy. Meghan has amplified it, infusing her Hollywood-honed storytelling to spotlight stories too often silenced. In 2024, their joint visit to Lesotho wasn't a photo op. It was a reckoning, with Meghan holding space for mothers whose kids mirror the vulnerabilities Harry once guarded in the desert. Her Veterans Day message ties these threads. Service isn't compartmentalized. It's the Apache pilot becoming the philanthropist, the prince becoming the protector, the husband whose scars Meghan traces with reverence. Contrast this, if only for a stark, searing moment, with the path not taken by his brother, the one we all know, the heir apparent who spent more time polishing his polo mallet than his moral compass. While Harry was dodging rocket-propelled grenades in Helmand, William was... what? Shadowing desk jobs, gliding through Sandhurst with the safety net of destiny dangling overhead. No tours for him, no real risk, just the cushioned weight for Daddy's crown. It's almost comical, isn't it? The spare charging into the fray while the heir huddles in the hothouse of entitlement. William's service feels like a scripted soliloquy. Earnest speeches at air shows, ribbon cuttings for mental health initiatives that smack of selective sincerity. Harry's is visceral, etched in sweat and shrapnel. William's is vapour, evaporating under scrutiny. Meghan's tribute, by its very intimacy, indicts this inertia. She honours the doers, not the dawdlers, the ones who serve because they must, not because the calendar demands it. Harry's the real deal. The prince who proved royalty means rolling up your sleeves, not resting on your sceptre. William, he's the punchline in a tragedy scripted by birthright, forever chasing the ghost of relevance while his brother redefines it. But enough of that shadow. Meghan's light demands the stage. Her tribute isn't just about Harry the hero. It's about Harry the human, the husband whose always serving extends to the hearth as much as the horizon. In Montecito, their California haven, Harry's service manifests in the mundane miracles. Coaching their son Archie through archery, a nod to his own bow and arrow days in the army. Or teaching daughter Lilibet the constellations he navigated by in the night skies over Kandahar. Meghan sees it all. The way he pauses mid-conversation to check on a friend's deployment status, or how he channels that Apache focus into bedtime stories laced with lessons on kindness. Her words, honouring you on Veterans Day, and every day, are a vow to mirror that vigilance. She's no passive observer. Meghan Sussex is an active ally, her Archewell Foundation synergising with Harry's efforts to dismantle the stigma around veteran mental health. Their 2025 initiatives? Well, they're truly groundbreaking virtual reality simulations for PTSD therapy, inspired by Harry's cockpit simulations, now, interestingly enough, repurposed for healing rather than harm. Delve deeper into the emotional architecture of her message, and you uncover layers of linguistic artistry. Once served. Always serving isn't Harry's invention by accident. It's a lifeline he tossed to himself post-Afghanistan, a reminder that discharge papers don't dissolve duty. Meghan, with her journalist's precision and actress's empathy, elevates it. By framing it as my husband says, she humanises the monarchy's most mythic figure, not the ginger rebel splashed across tabloids, but the man who brews her morning tea strong and black, just how she likes it. This personalisation is subversive in its subtlety, a quiet rebellion against the institution that once sought to straitjacket them both. In honouring Harry, Meghan honours the renegades everywhere, the veterans who return not as heroes to be pedestaled, but as humans hungry for normalcy. The broader canvas of her tribute paints veterans not as relics of yesterday's wars, but as architects of tomorrow's peace. In 2025, with United States forces withdrawing from long-standing outposts and NATO allies recalibrating amid Russian saber-rattling, Meghan's words land like a rallying cry. She thanks those who sacrificed, acknowledging the ledger of limbs lost, loves interrupted, lives forever altered. Yet she pivots to continue to serve, spotlighting the second acts. The vet-turned-teacher instilling discipline in classrooms, the amputee athlete mentoring the next generation. Harry's orbit amplifies this. His Heads Together campaign, evolved into the Parents' Network under Archewell, bridges military trauma to familial fortitude. Meghan's involvement, transformative. She's hosted roundtables where spouses of servicemen share the home front horrors, her listening ear as potent as any policy paper. As the sun sets on another Veterans Day, Meghan Sussex's tribute lingers like the afterglow of a medal ceremony. It's a beacon for Harry, yes, the darling husband whose service she cherishes with the ferocity of a foxhole fox. But it's more a blueprint for us all. In a world quick to canonize the famous and forget the faithful, her words insist on equity and honor.